Good afternoon, and welcome to my September 16th briefing. Cases of COVID-19 continue to climb globally as the United States and countries around the world continue to fight COVID-19. In the United States alone, there are 6.5 million cases and close to 194,000 deaths. Thankfully, in our state, numbers have started to drop. We are cautiously optimistic. These numbers mean that Anacortes residents' commitment to physical distancing, mask wearing is beginning to pay off. This should reinforce every person's commitment to staying the course. Masks work. New cases in the state have been decreasing since the beginning of August, excluding Whatcom County. These are encouraging trends, but I need to stress the risk remains very high. One outbreak could wipe out our progress. Our Skagit County Public Health Department continues focus on anticipating and rapidly detecting outbreaks. We're all doing our part to keep the reproductive rate of the virus below 1. It has remained at about 0.86 since late July. By having less frequent and shorter interactions, we can protect ourselves and the community. In Washington, 2.5% of those diagnosed with COVID have died. We expect to have anywhere between 7 and 15 deaths per day through the remainder of this year. While each person does their part, the city is thinking about how to support businesses as we move into fall and winter. We continue to adapt and adjust to life during this pandemic. And economists are projecting that we may not see a full economic recovery in our country and across the world to pre-COVID-19 levels until 2022. This slow path towards full recovery can only be made quicker by compliance of masking, physical distancing, and eventually the availability of a vaccine. Recently, the governor issued new guidance for indoor fitness and training facilities as part of the updates to the Washington State Safe Start Plan. Indoor fitness and training facilities in each county in the state can now reopen facilities like gyms, yoga studios, indoor sports facilities for training, group fitness classes, and practices for certain sports. As fall approaches and outdoor options for fitness and training become less accessible, people now have access to facilities where they can exercise safely indoors. It's especially important with the recent poor air quality. Fitness centers are a critical resource for maintaining our physical and emotional health. Island Hospital continues to support our community by testing and caring for patients. Throughout this public health crisis, Island Hospital has tested a total of 5,258 people, with a total of 55 positive cases in Anacortes. 10 of those people were hospitalized, and fortunately, we have had no deaths in our community. The metrics set by the state will determine when we're able to move to phase 3. We're currently, this is good news, we're currently meeting 3 of the 5 metrics. The first metric is that we have fewer than 25 cases per 100,000 residents over 14 consecutive days. Right now, we have 50.3 per 100,000. The second metric states that we have to have greater than 50 individuals tested per each new case the prior week. We're awaiting updated information from the Department of Health on that metric. The third metric is that we must have less than 2% of the people testing test positive, and we have 1.6%. The percentage of beds, and that means like hospital beds, occupied in the county must be less than 80%. We're currently at 68.8%. The fifth metric states the percentage of beds occupied by COVID-19 cases must be less than 10%. And in our county, we currently have no COVID patients occupying a county hospital bed, and that is great news. Skagit County Public Health reports 1,066 positive cases of COVID to date, 22 deaths, and 95 hospitalizations over the course of this pandemic. Community transmission is still happening, and if you're not able to wear a mask, Skagit County Public Health Department recommends you stay home as much as possible. Wildfires around the state set historic records for acres burned in just this last week. More than 629,000 acres have been consumed by wildfire in Washington. Due to the ongoing air quality concerns, since Thursday afternoon, the drive-through testing at the college has been closed to protect the health of the site staff and volunteers. The testing site will reopen tomorrow, September 17th at 8:30 a.m. And starting next Monday, September 21st, the hours of the site will be 8:30 to 4, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Tuesday and Thursdays. This later time will give people that work a regular job to be able to access the site, being open till 7 p.m. The parklets have finally arrived, and we're setting them up this week so that businesses can start using them as early as this weekend. This will benefit our downtown businesses as we start to have colder and wetter weather conditions. We know it's getting into fall now, and we may need to also provide tents and heaters, but we want to give every business the opportunity to expand their space to serve our community. The City and Buildings Planning Department remains very busy this year with 39 single-family residential permits that have been issued. That's 39 new family homes compared to 33 last year. 114 single-family alteration permits issued this year compared to 115 last year. The city has not slowed down on issuing permits. The city recently has been notified that we're going to receive an additional $110,000 of HUD CARES funding. Previous funding through CARES has gone towards rental assistance administered by the Anacortes Family Center, helping 6 families in need. Skagit County has used the funding to create the Skagit Community Foundation small business grants for up to $10,000, which is available for small businesses that do not have more than 30 employees. There is an approximately $100,000 still available for distribution of this grant. So if you are in need or would like to know how to apply, please go to our city's website and that will walk you through the process. The Park and Recreation, Library, and museum staff are working together with the Anacortes School District to provide activities for kids outside school hours. We're excited that the library staff may join us doing story times with younger participants. In addition to this, we're looking at what space is available to offer reading support and possibly tutoring services. And finally, our staff is working with the Friends of the Anacortes Community Forest Lands to offer forest and environmental activities to our students and families. All of these are free of charge. We've been working with the Anacortes School District to make these available to all our families. With the new online program, as the school opened this week, we felt that we needed to do more for our community and our students. City staff removed the cannon at Causland Park so that our volunteers could begin restoration work. The cannon will be stored indoors while volunteers remove rust and repair the cannon, which was first placed in the park in 1960. I would like to thank Councilman Miller and Carter for joining me in meeting with a group of our local citizens and veterans that were concerned about the Veterans Memorial Wall. The plan is to have the restoration complete of the Veterans Memorial Wall and the cannon back in place at Cosland Park this coming summer for the Cosland Centennial Celebration. I'm looking forward to that. I will be working with the Anacortes Senior Center to host a virtual coffee on October 28th through the Zoom platform. People will be able to participate similarly to the way they make comments at the City Council meetings. It will be my opportunity to connect with our seniors and every other citizen in the community to answer some of your questions. The Senior Center has also been working to offer virtual enrichment programs in coordination with our senior college. And as always, we continue to provide Meals on Wheels for all of our citizens that need it, Monday through Friday. Access Anacortes Fiber Internet passed another milestone last week. We now have over 300 customers in service. Construction is underway in our expansion areas, and very soon we will be able to install services to 1,300 premises that we're passing. We encourage you to pre-sign up for services so we know the areas with the greatest interest for our service. With school back in session with the online format and our continued need for reliable, cost-effective internet service, the city is continuing to build out this important service to serve our whole community. And tomorrow, the traffic court will be launched using a Zoom platform. Notices have been sent to defendants on how to proceed with a Zoom hearing, and the court website is being updated to reflect this new option. Criminal cases will be transitioned to Zoom as well. However, defendants who are not comfortable with this approach can still appear in person before the judge using appropriate social distancing. We are happy to begin Phase 2 reopening of the Anacortes Museum at Carnegie Gallery for individuals starting September 18th, and that's just in a couple days. We will be open on a regular basis Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Sundays from 11 to 4 p.m. A reservation for your free visit is recommended. If you'd like to reserve a visitation slot at the Anacortes Museum during our Phase 2 limited reopening, please phone 360-293-1915, 293-1915 during our open hours to schedule your visit. Drop-in visits will be allowed if there are no other visitors that are present or scheduled. Visitors will be limited to 25 minutes, and if another visitors are waiting or scheduled. More information on our Phase 2 reopening and current exhibits and remote access of museum resources can be found on the Anacortes City Museum website. The big news of the week is that our students began classes on Monday. The Anacortes School District created a detailed schedule, and it's providing excellent support for our students and families. This is Lauren in 11th grade, James in 10th grade, Ashton and Anna in 8th grade, and they're ready to take on the new school year with the support of the Anacortes School District online classroom, which happens to be in their bedrooms. The elementary, middle, and high school have sample schedules available on the Anacortes School District website, where you can see the innovative way that the district has created a learning environment in the home of our students where they can learn and thrive in a safe environment while we do our part to slow the spread of COVID-19. Our students and families need extra support from our community as we navigate on how to help our students achieve our academic goals remotely and through a hybrid learning model. I want to call on all of us to show compassion and support for our families. and of course all the students. We have families working and setting up their students for class, being IT support, providing lunch, and taking things one step at a time. I want to call on the Anacortes community to provide support and encouragement where we can as this school year begins. So those are pretty impressive schedules. And I think the average middle schooler is taking 6 classes just like they normally would with normal breaks and lunchtime. And it's really incredible the amount of work that's gone into this hybrid daily model. And of course, if we can get our COVID numbers down, the school can look at a hybrid model that will also allow students to come back at least a couple of days a week as we bring our numbers down. So this is a great start. So this is the question and answer time, and I only got one question this week. Is there a way for the officials to enforce mask wearing and physical distancing when it comes to basketball courts? We have gatherings of over 4, and it seems unsafe. When a citizen calls and tells us about a group gathering that seems unsafe, if we're available and we get the message immediately, we'll go and talk to the group. Our focus continues to be aimed at educating our community on why we wear our masks in fighting the pandemic, as well as the importance of fewer and shorter interactions. Rather than enforcement, our dedicated professionals in law enforcement are there to educate and inform our community about the governor's order. Physical exercise is an important part of staying healthy and improving our mental health, but it must be done safely. Wear a mask, stay 6 feet apart. Thank you. It's been 6 months since we became aware of COVID-19 and that this was a global pandemic. We thought this would pass quickly, and we reacted quickly, and we responded to this crisis in every part of our lives, on a personal level and a community level. The economy, our schools, our health systems have all been affected. As I reflect, I realize that we were nimble in our response. Early on, we responded with closures, safe measures, and only medical and essential businesses services remained open. We complied with the stay-at-home orders to keep us safe. We collected data, and we worked with our parents, our partners at local, county, state, and the national level, sharing information and supporting each other with access to supplies. We did what was needed to be done and continue to do so to flatten the curve and to take care of our community and our families. And now we are well into the recovery phase, still using our metrics and our data to make sound decisions. We have reinvented and we have strengthened our community with interactions, connecting socially and business-wise from a distance. With our Zoom meetings, our drive-by celebrations, our phone calls, our dropping off of gifts and supplies to each other's doorsteps. I've seen strengthening of relationships and reaching out. I've seen generosity with each other. And we were fearful and we're overwhelmed. We've been fatigued and we've yearned for normalcy, but we remain thoughtful and strong, and we've slowly created a new normal as we've opened our schools and social interaction and business community. Today, we have all proven to be resilient with strong healthcare system, a dynamic economy, an adaptive educational system. I want to celebrate the champions in our community, our families, our students, our teachers, as this new school year begins, our small business owner and restaurateurs who are the most creative people I've met, our large companies that have provided much needed donations and resources, our state and federal legislators who have stepped up and provided funding, our local health department for providing clear guidance and low barrier COVID testing for all at Skagit Valley College. Early on, we simply wanted to keep things moving forward, and we thought if we kept things going at work and at home, and as things were normal, COVID would eventually just go away. Then our adaptations shifted when we realized that this was a very long journey, and now we have to focus on sustaining our efforts, creating new and creative ways to keep our community moving forward. There is so much seriousness and concern about our new normal that I want to remind each and every person to laugh, to smile a little. We're in this recovery phase for the long haul. We need to take care of each other. Make sure to bring a bit of laughter and joy into your lives, and it will help make clear that we all are in this together, even when we're apart. Laughter connects us at a deeper level than words alone, especially in times when laughter can be hard to come by. I don't know that I have a good answer for bringing laughter to work or to online schools or our limited interactions, but I do know that we all need a laugh and a smile, and even if it may be hard to see underneath our masks. And we all know that nothing's better than a good belly laugh. So thank you all for keeping your resolve. Have a good night, and I will be here again with you on September 30th. Take care.